Most middle-class people are not failing at money because they are irresponsible or unmotivated. In fact, many of them do everything society tells them to do. They study, they work long hours, they pay their bills on time, and they try to save what they can. Yet despite all that effort, they feel financially stuck. They're not poor, but they're not free either. And the frustrating part is that no one ever explains why. One of the biggest things the middle class doesn't understand about money is that income is not the same as wealth. Income is what comes in each month. Wealth is what stays and grows even when you stop working. Middle-class thinking revolves around earning more through raises, promotions, or switching jobs. But even a high salary doesn't create wealth if every dollar depends on your time. The moment you stop working, the money stops too. Wealth is built when money works for you, not when you constantly work for money. Another major misunderstanding is believing that saving money is the ultimate goal. The middle class is taught that a big savings account equals safety, and while having savings is important, money sitting in a regular bank account is slowly losing value because of inflation. Prices rise every year: groceries, rent, healthcare, insurance, but savings often don't grow at the same pace. Wealthy people understand that savings are just a temporary holding place. The real purpose of money is to be invested into assets that grow faster than inflation. The middle class also tends to think all debt is bad. They grow up hearing that debt ruins lives, so they try to avoid it completely. The problem is they don't learn the difference between bad debt and productive debt. Bad debt is high-interest debt used for consumption, like credit cards and unnecessary loans. Productive debt is used to acquire assets, businesses, real estate, or investments that produce income or appreciation. Wealthy people use debt strategically. The middle class uses debt emotionally or avoids it blindly. Another thing rarely understood is how lifestyle inflation keeps people stuck. When income goes up, spending often follows. A better car, a bigger apartment, more subscriptions, nicer vacations. On the surface, it looks like progress, but underneath, it creates financial pressure. Many middle-class households earn good money, but have little left at the end of the month. Wealth isn't about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep and how intelligently you deploy it. Time is another critical difference. Middle-class money decisions are usually short-term. Monthly payments matter more than total cost. That's why people finance cars for 7 years or focus on affordable payments instead of long-term impact. Wealthy thinking is long-term. They think in decades. They understand compounding, patience, and delayed gratification. They're willing to look broke today to be free tomorrow. Taxes are also something the middle class doesn't fully understand. Most middle-class workers earn through wages, which are taxed first, then spent. Wealthy individuals often earn through businesses, investments, and assets, which are taxed differently and often more favorably. This isn't about loopholes or cheating, it's about understanding how the system is designed. When you only earn one type of income, you're limited in how much control you have. Risk is another misunderstood area. The middle class is taught that risk is dangerous, so they avoid investing or trying new income streams. But relying on one paycheck is one of the riskiest positions you can be in. Job loss, health issues, or economic downturns can wipe out stability overnight. Wealthy people don't avoid risk, they manage it by diversifying income streams and assets. One of the most damaging beliefs is thinking wealth is only for other people. Many middle-class individuals believe rich people were lucky, connected, or born into money. While some were, many simply learned the rules earlier. Money is a system. If you don't understand the system, you'll always feel behind, no matter how hard you work. Perhaps the hardest truth is this: the middle class is trained for stability, not freedom. Stability feels safe, but it keeps people dependent on systems they don't control. Freedom comes from ownership, leverage, and understanding how money flows. Once you realize that money rewards structure, patience, and knowledge, not just effort, your entire mindset shifts. This isn't about blaming the middle class, it's about awareness. Most people were never taught how money truly works. But the moment you start learning, questioning, and changing small habits, the gap begins to close.
You don't need to be rich to think differently. You need to think differently to become rich. If this made you uncomfortable, that's a good sign. Growth always starts with discomfort, and the real danger isn't starting late. The real danger is never starting at all.